Okay, I want to welcome you all to a public hearing here regarding the town code change in the town center. Um, We don't have anybody on Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to set this to. Hey, I have one comment, one person for comments here at this point. Joanne Bonavina. If you just want to step up there and just give your name and address, please.
We can make a motion to open the public hearing.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Motion to open the public hearing, please.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, carried. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, my name is Joanne Bonavina. Yes, you all know who I am, and now you can put my face with the name. For those of you who do not know, I am the owner of Route 55 property that's listed as Route 55 property and rear that I invested in and bought in Dutchess tax foreclosure in November of 2022. I placed a bid, I was successful bidder, and I proceeded to pay up with the deposit necessary within 24 hours and payment in full by the following week. I was told by the county that I could not officially step foot on the property until I received my property deed. The county deeded the property over to me on or around December 8th of 2023, but I did not receive it in the mail until about the third week of January. I started to do my due diligence all over again as official owner of the said property, like I did in the beginning before I decided to sign up as a bidder and with Dutchess County and proceed with the auction.
I'm sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
is this for the public hearing or? for the
Yes,
town-
yeah,
the
yeah,
town board
yes,
meeting?
yeah, I'm getting to
Okay.
it. I just want to explain myself
Gotcha.
because, so, yeah, so you
Okay.
get the full picture. At that time, I found out there was a lot of correspondence being posted on the town of the Unionvale website after the auction in November of 2022. I started digging even more to find out that there was a public hearing on January 19th regarding anyone who had property in the town of Unionvale deemed the town center zone. I was not sent any notice of any sort to even attend, let alone be aware that the ex-supervisor Betsy Moss took it upon herself to take my newly owned property out of the town center zone. I originally met Betsy Moss at Timer for a horse show that my 12-year-old daughter was participating in. So my first thought was to call her to see if we can set up a phone call, as I believe we can have a logical conversation about the fact that my zoning for the 60 acres was taken right out from under me with absolutely no knowledge while I was waiting for my deed in the mail. We had a conversation. She set up a meeting in person at the town of Unionvale Hall to further discuss the following week. At this point, we were well into February. My husband and I met with Betsy, and she claimed to have to speak to the board members on the side to try to reconcile our TC zone back, but give her more time and she will call me back with her findings. What I found out was as I walked out of the in-person meeting, all Betsy did was take notes and stab me in the back. She did call me days later and said there was nothing she could do because family members of the property wanted it back and they are going after the county for it. It was at that point that I got off the phone and started digging deeper into minutes to find out ex-supervisor Betsy Moss, along with 3 board members, Councilman Derlin, Councilman Gusikoff, and Councilman Wells, voted on the resolution number 2-2023 on January 25th to file a lawsuit with Dutchess County and myself as current deeded owners of the property. So you see, she played me, as she never mentioned once that her actual resolution about her actual resolution, even weeks after the fact that we spoke via the phone in person. I'm a firm believer in karma, and while sometimes it hits faster, obviously it hit Betsy as the residents of Unionvale spoke, and she is now the ex-supervisor. Unfortunately, she has 3 board members that seem to be working for her and still not thinking clearly on their own, and actually agreed to be able to appeal the lawsuit that the judge ruled in my favor in the beginning of March of this year. So you 3 councilmen, Councilman Derland, Councilman Welch, and Councilman Parliamentary, caused me financial burden, stress for a year, locking me up in this bogus lawsuit. Not only did you waste residents of Unionville's tax dollars as well as mine, but you also wasted taxpayer dollars on the county level. The original judge ruled in August that Dutchess County Legislature should have been a party of interest. So willfully you served the Dutchess County Legislature as another defendant along with Dutchess County and myself, Joanne Bonavina. Now you continue to waste taxpayer dollars on a bogus lawsuit times 3, Town of Unionville, Dutchess County, and Dutchess County Legislature. I'm here to tell you that I will fight for my town center zoning back that you took out from under me. I also want to voice my opinion because I do not agree with putting a restriction on commercial building maximum square footage of 2,500 square feet. I do believe that this should not be voted on tonight because all you are trying to do is derail me even further, being that the town of Unionville lost the lawsuit against the county legislature and me. Again, I completely disagree and want to know why this is being rushed through out of nowhere. 2,500 square foot buildings are not cost effective for anyone, especially for much needed commercial business in the town of Unionville. Again, burning the residents with less tax revenue and more lawsuits. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak about the public hearing? Okay, seeing none, we'll close that portion of the public hearing. Make a motion to have that closed.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Second. Okay, we'll close the portion of the public hearing. Any discussion?
We're going to discuss it further down on when we talk about the resolution. You want to talk about that then?
We can do that then.
Sorry, there was a motion to close the public hearing. Was there a vote on that?
Yes. And so the public hearing is closed and we will commence with the regular business meeting at 7:30. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Unionville Town Board meeting of May 1st, 2024. We'll start out by a salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Yeah, I'd like to request a shuffle here with the agenda. I originally scheduled the executive session here in the front to ease scheduling the attorney. I was unable to show. I'd like to move that to the last item on the agenda in respect to the residents here. And I'd also like to move the resolution for the town code change to the front of the meeting for the convenience of the attorney.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Okay, so we'll start out with the resolution for the town code change. All right, so John, would you like to read the first two pages and then Councilman Carlemi pick up from there?
Local law number 1 of 2024. Local law amending town code chapter 192 subdivision of land. Chapter 192 paragraph 3, the definition of a major subdivision, chapter 210 zoning at paragraph 210. Attachment number 3, design standards for the town center district at C13E. Read the maximum square footage for commercial use structures in the town center zone at chapter A 215, street specifications at figures 1, 1A, and 5 RE, private street with specifications. Whereas a local law was introduced by the town board of the town of Unionville as local law number 1, 2024, entitled a local law amending the town board code chapter 192 subdivision of land at paragraph 192-3, the definition of a major subdivision, chapter 210 zoning at paragraph 210, attachment number 3, design standards for the town center district at C13E RE, the maximum square footage for commercial use structures in the town center zone. At chapter A 215, street specifications at figures 1, 1A, and 5 RE, private street with specification. And whereas a copy of the proposed local law number 1 is attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein with the language to be added, underlined, and the language to be deleted, stricken. And the town board does hereby waive a verbatim reading of said local law and directs that the said local law be spread across the record as if in fact it had been read verbatim. And whereas a public hearing in relation to said local law was held on May 1st, 2024, 7 p.m. prevailing time at the Unionville Town Hall, 249 Duncan Road, LaGrangeville, New York. Whereas notice of said public hearing was given pursuant to the terms and provisions of the municipal home rule law, the general municipal law of the state of New York, and the town of Unionville code. And whereas a copy of the resolution of introduction of the proposed local law, a copy of the draft environmental assessment form, and the notice of public hearing have been provided to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development for its consideration pursuant to the general municipal law, chapter 239-M. And whereas County of Dutchess has advised on May 1st pursuant to general municipal law, paragraph 239M, that it considers the adoption of this local law to be a matter of local concern. And whereas because this local law involves an amendment of the town's zoning code, town board is the only involved agency for purposes of conducting the environmental review of it. And whereas the town of Unionville Planning Board has provided an advisory option support of the adoption of this local law, and whereas said local law has been on the desks of the members of the town board of the town of Unionville for at least 7 days exclusive of Sunday. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the draft environmental assessment form, part one, previously submitted to this board, and be it further resolved as the only involved agency, this board determines that this action is a type 1 action, that it wishes to serve as the lead agency for the environmental review, and be it further resolved that the town of Unionville Town Board assumes lead agency status to perform the environmental review of this local law. And be it further resolved that after review of the full environmental assessment form annexed at Exhibit B hereto, and on consideration of the terms of the proposed local law,
as well as all the proceedings had and documentation submitted regarding it, this board does determine that its adoption will not have any significant adverse environmental impacts. And be it further resolved that the supervisor or his designee is authorized to respond in a negative or non-applicable in response to all questions regarding potential adverse environmental impacts in part 2 of the environmental assessment form. And be it further resolved that the board adopts a negative declaration under SECRA and authorizes the supervisor or his designee to do so endorse part 3 of the environmental assessment form. And be it further resolved that the annexed local law be and that same is hereby enacted Town of Unionville Local Law Number 3 of 2022 entitled a local law amending Chapter 192 subdivision of land at 192-3, the definition of a major subdivision, Chapter 210 zoning at 210 attachment 3, design standards for town center district at C13E regarding the maximum square footage for commercial use structures, and in TC zone in chapter A 215 street specifications, figures 1, 1A, 5 regarding private street and width specifications. Real quick, shouldn't that be a changed, enacted? Shouldn't this be local law 1 of 2024?
yes.
Yeah, so that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Up above where it says. 3
Yes, it's actually-
Yeah, 3 of 2022. I'm going to change to local law 1 of 2024.
Yes,
Okay. And be it further resolved that this local law shall take effect upon adoption by the town board and filing with the New York State Secretary of State in accordance with applicable provisions of law and specifically Article 3, 27, Article 3, paragraph 27 of Municipal Home Rule Law.
Any discussion?
Just want to discuss, I think it's important to discuss the county response we got. I know we got a response from them and their concern was in regards to the road width, and I just wanted to specify a little bit more information in regards to that. I think we talked about it before. The Fire Advisory Committee report gave their recommendations between the 20 and 26 feet in regards to the fire code. So just to respond to the county's response, because they said would the planning board be guided by that? It's the fire code. Where's where we came up with
they didn't
that.
know that?
I guess not. I guess not. I mean, they said there was no, we didn't reference it, so
Okay,
maybe that's where they missed it, but I pulled up the
Yeah.
fire code and that's where the fire code gives the leverage between 20 and 26 feet, depending on length, width, and what kind of apparatus you're using. That's the only thing I want to bring up.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yep.
yes,
Seconded by.
I'll second it.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Cardelani,
Yes.
Councilman Welch.
yes,
Supervisor Frazier,
While I agree with the changes here, I believe that there should be further changes, and I'm gonna vote nay.
Councilman McGivney,
Right on the width of the bridge.
Councilman Derlin.
think perspective.
Okay.
I know you said something before about you want to review the part EF two, just so we're make sure.
Yes, the mechanics towards the end. Work on this tomorrow, but there was originally an environmental assessment form that was presented in draft form. This was put together and then it was sent by the clerk to the county. So what this resolution says, for that environmental assessment form, there are three parts. First one was in front of you back in introduction. It requires a signature and dating. Second thing is part two is where essentially there are a series of 18 questions about whether the board believes that there is potential for any significant adverse environmental impact. And this vote appears that it's heading to find no, there won't be, because as you know, you have to finish seeker before you adopt it substance. So if this is ultimately adopted and all the 5 votes are cast as they appear to be for in favor or against, then I will be talking with you tomorrow, Mr. Fraser, about essentially respectfully checking the 18 boxes in number 2
Sure.
as no, and then that takes you to finding that there will be no adverse environmental impact. Checking the box, designating negative declaration, part 3. Like I said, rather than sit here and push paper at the table, I'm happy to work with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for moving it up. I guess.
No problem.
Love to stay. Thanks.
Okay, have a motion to approve the minutes for 4/3/24. Second, please.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Okay, the only thing I have is that we did our cleanup, last weekend or I guess it was 2 weekends ago now. And it was very successful. We ended up collecting 15 yards of trash from the side of the roads here. And it went well. We had a nice turnout at the firehouse and, the fellowship. And I want to thank Councilman McGivney for coming around with me after the fact, and we picked up all the trash bags then around town.
Yeah, you guys did that fast.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. And got that done too, so. Yeah, it was a success. Board member reports, Councilman Welsh.
Yeah, I would also like to comment that we did have a good crew for that cleanup on the 21st. Especially the group that did West Gold Mountain Road, Wingdale Mountain Road, that was one of the worst ones. I usually do that road, I didn't do it this year, but that group worked hard and there was a lot.
They sure
really
did.
Worked hard, but that was very impressive. Really needed it. Unfortunately, people think that's a dumping ground, but the roads in town really look so much better now, so thanks to everyone. I've been looking into roofs around here in the county that have been done by various roofers and ones that were mentioned on the meeting last time. And I'll talk about later in our discussion what I've seen. In addition, I've checked into on the internet with state regulations regarding the TIPS program. I think we may have to change our procurement policy to include that if we're going to utilize that policy. Because presently it's not included and I don't know how we can circumvent our current procurement policy without addressing that issue. And one last thing, park guys that did the Otters Corner Cemetery picked it up and all it looks fabulous.
Great.
So this guy's really did a great job.
Councilman Carlin.
I just wanted to report that Dutchess County is having a hazardous waste disposal and electronic recycling event on June 1st. It is something you have to register for on Dutchess County's website, and they say it sells out pretty quickly. It's June 1st from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Dutchess County Public Works Facility. But you must register, and there is a $10 fee. So if you want to go to Dutchess County's website, that is something that you can register for. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Derlin?
Just like Councilman Frazier and Givney and Welsh, I was happy to be able to take part in the trash pickup. It was staggering the amount of garbage that's on the side of the road. So the town certainly looks much better and happy to be a part of it. That's all I got.
All right, Councilwoman McGivney?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to say, Earth Day cleanup, as you said, was a great success. We had 4 out of 5 board members present in attendance, along with our deputy supervisor, Kevin Harrington, so good show of hands. I'd also like to thank all the volunteers, both in the fire department and in the community that came out to help. I'd also like to extend a big thank you to the fire department for providing pizza after the cleanup. As Supervisor Frazier said, after the event, me and Supervisor Frazier went around cleaning up the orange bags. We filled a 40-yard roll-off, just about halfway full of litter-filled orange bags. It's a good job done by everybody, and everyone should be proud that was involved. Secondly, I'd like to report on the Spring Fling Horse Show that was here in Time Ward, the Equestrian Center on Sunday. There's many spectators and contestants in attendance. The weather was perfect for the event. Our equestrian director, Loretta Ryan, has once again put on a wonderful show. It's nice to see the enthusiasm, especially with the younger riders. If you never attended an event, a horse show at Time War, I highly recommend you do so. Lastly, I visited Peter and Mike down at the recycling center this past weekend. They asked me to relay a message to the board saying thank you for approving the purchase of the bulletin board. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I want to add one more thing. Excuse me. While we were at the trash pickup, one of the residents had mentioned that she was having a problem in her neighborhood with littering and requested a no littering sign. I mentioned that to the highway superintendent, and the following day he had that up at the intersection of Manila and Still Road. So I want to thank the highway department for getting that done. Town clerk.
Thank you. We actually have a picture from the family and Captain Oliver Herta, who is our team captain of trash pickup, that will be posting on Facebook that the family provided. So that'll be nice to see. Secondly, shredding day, June 5th. It's a Wednesday. If you want to be on the call list when the truck arrives, let me know and I will put you on the list. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Recreation Department, Councilman Derlin, would you like to read that one?
Recreation report. Last Friday, we hosted another successful adult paint and sip event. Thank you to all the patrons who attended this fun evening and to our instructor, Amanda Smalley, for helping participants make their own masterpieces. Future programming will be posted on our social media pages and our Parks and Recreation website once it is scheduled and open for registration. Next Friday, we'll be running our TGTT program for the Arlington School District's half day. Parents and guardians can register their children in grades K through 5th and coordinate bus transportation to the park and enjoy crafts, themed activities, and fun with friends in our park. More information and registration can be found on our Parks and Recreation website. This Friday, we'll be hosting an AARP Smart Driving course at Town Hall. Participants can take the course to receive up to 10% off their car insurance. This is a 2-day course, so participants must attend the class on May 3rd and May 10th. Both of those days will run from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and there is no test required to complete the course. The course is $25 for members of AARP and $30 for non-members. This fee will be collected on the first day of the course and paid for either by check, made out to AARP, or exact cash. You must bring your ID and AARP card if applicable. Online registration is required to sign up for this course, and seating is limited. More information and registration can be found at our website. Registration for pool memberships and public swim lessons is still open and can be found on the Parks and Rec website, as well as pool hours for the summer season. We still have some seats left for our TLC program for all 4 sessions. Parents and guardians can register their teen online at the Parks and Rec website.
Okay, thank you. Councilman McGivney, would you read the Parks report, please?
Number 11 has been cleaned and is ready for the tenants to move in. We have reorientated one of our upper soccer fields to better accommodate groups that utilize it and allow for grass to regrow in the sports that have been torn up, in the spots that have been torn up. We have put topsoil and planted grass seed in various areas around the park that needed it. We continue to mow all the areas of the park, town hall, equestrian center, as well as maintaining the various trails around the park, taking care of fallen trees and debris. After dealing with a minor water leak, all the seasonal bathrooms other than Godfrey Park are now up and running and usable during park, while the park is open. Godfrey Park is the next one on the list and should be available soon. A large branch fell and took out the power lines and phone lines off of number 2 rental house yesterday. They were still attached to the meter, so there were still power to the house. Central Hudson came out to temporarily reattach to the building, and an electrician came out today to do the final repair. We're working on removing the branches now that it's safe to do so. Some of the leaks in the roof on the main park building caused damage to interior sheetrock in the large hall. We attempted to better catch the water in the attic, have repaired the sheetrock so it's fit for use by people that rent the space.
Okay, thank you. Now, Historical Society report. We have the chair of the Historical Society, Cassandra Redinger.
Hi, everyone. So I'm here representing the Historical Society. We meet the second Wednesday of every month, except this month we are not meeting as we are inventorying all of our items in our collection. There's a couple of things that we have coming up. We have a call for photos. We're looking for photos that are 50 years or older and are taken in Unionville or of people from Unionville. And we also have our next upcoming meeting in June on June 12th at 6:30. We'll have a presentation from Dr. Vincent Cookingham on the Germont family murders. It happened in Stanfordville in the 30s. It went unsolved for 90 years, 92, I think somewhere around there. He'll present about his forensic background and everything that he used to help solve the case. And we also have updated our website. It's linked now on the Unionville website. To go to ours, it is also unionvillehistorical.org. We have a new Instagram. It's at Unionville Historical, and we also have a new Facebook page.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Library report, trustee chair, Amy Watkins.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Sorry I was not able to be here last month, and I apologize that the emails were not received in time to hear about the updates, but I have plenty for you for this month. So first, I would just like to say how excited the trustees are to share that we have hired our new library director. Karen Foley has been a Unionville resident since 1998. She began her journey at SUNY Oswego, where she earned her BA in Communication Studies. In addition to raising her family, Karen's ongoing involvement in volunteering with diverse community organizations highlights her commitment to service. She spent 8 years as a volunteer in Vale Farm and Unionville Middle School libraries, and also served as a reading mentor. Karen will be helping bring the Unionville Library's vision to life by fostering an inclusive and enriching environment for all members of our community. Her dedication to service and genuine passion for libraries make her a valuable asset to the Unionville Library team, ensuring its continued growth and success for the years to come. So we're really excited to welcome her. Also, several of the trustees and the library director had the opportunity to meet with Maggie and the rec department to discuss the summer camp and the needs for the shared space. So we're excited to share that we've worked out a plan to provide campers access to the library on rainy days and also encourage families to use the library during pickup time to pick up a really great book that they might want to check out. So all of that space is open to our families. For the summer, this is just the tip of, well, the iceberg, even though it is going to be summer. Karen is already planning some fun family activity, including campfire stories. So more to follow on that, but stay tuned and stay up to date. So if you're interested in what's happening in programming on our webpage right now, that is linked on the Unionville page, there is right on the front page a really rectangular box front and center for you to click to sign up for emails that we will put you on our list. So we hope that you will do that. Also, as mentioned in March, we received that sizable donation of books from the estate of Jeanette Watt and Paul Wagner. So Karen has started sorting through these books and identifying unique collections to share with our community. And there may be some even for the Historical Society that they might be interested in just because of what they entail. We also wanted to thank the town board for the approval of security cameras in the library to provide additional security to our seniors and patrons once they're in the library. So we think that's something specifically that the seniors had reached out to us. So we're really grateful to the town for approving that. Also, as you may recall, and there's conversations, so I don't want to speak too far ahead of myself, but there's conversations that are in process right now. As you recall, you approved a membership for us with the Southeastern New York Library Resources Council, and currently our director is working with the Town of Unionville Historical Society, so it's very nice to meet you, Cass, to discuss a potential partnership between the Unionville Historical Society and the library on digitizing some of the documents that we have in order to preserve them. So hopefully we can come back in a few months to see how our partnership is coming together. I wanted to report out that the neighborhood forest trees for our first year, that planting program was very successful. We had families coming to the library to pick up their free trees that they pre-registered for. So we're excited about that. We also had College 101 financial planning program that was hosted by our own Stephanie Murrow, who is living right here in the park. She met with families and offered additional information on college financial planning, which is a really very overwhelming process if you've gone through it. So they asked wonderful questions, and because of that, she offered to offer additional programming in the summer for the new crew of students that would be coming through. So we look more information on that. Also, you've heard us talking about Overdrive and Libby, and that subscription is working. Our director is currently testing the sites to make sure library cards are able to connect appropriately. So residents who are interested in learning more about how to use the system can email the director. That email is director@uvlibrary.org, or you can call the library, or you could just stop into the library. You will need to register your library card in order to have access to Overdrive. That also gives you access, as you've heard me say, to Canopy, Press Reader, and taking out physical copies of books that we have in the library. So if you don't see what you want, just a reminder to ask our director and we'll get it for you. We've mentioned the website. The trustees have been working, including Suzanne Hill, who's here tonight as the vice president, working to revamp our website, having it be more user-friendly, geared toward library navigation for our residents. So we hope to launch that by the end of the month. So hopefully I can share that with you at our next meeting. And finally, we wanted just to provide some long-awaited updates on our charter, because I know everyone has been anxiously awaiting that. I did receive an email just this week from the Division of Library Development that they are now in the final stages of reviewing our application. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have additional information for you. But we have been reaching out, just asking for those updates. We're really thrilled that they're getting back to us and letting us know that they haven't forgotten about us. So with that, I just again want to thank you for your cooperation and continued partnership. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Public comment on agenda items. Okay, no one. Okay, roof replacement update. I know that the town engineer's been working hard on this, but he wasn't able to get anything ready for the meeting here tonight. Pretty close to having paperwork drawn up for the scope of the work and the contract price and such. Jeff, any comment on what John mentioned about our procurement policy?
I think that's a good point. Your procurement policy probably does not authorize using tips. And I think it would be easy to amend it to authorize.
That would just be a policy change,
It's
not a
just
code
policy
change.
change. It's- Right,
Right,
it's not
right.
in the code anymore. It's a standalone
Right.
policy, so a resolution could accomplish that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll draw that up for the next meeting then to include,
Yeah, then we're covered.
New York State approved purchasing cooperatives.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's good.
Any other discussion on the roofing?
I did, check some of the facilities mentioned during the last month's meeting, in April. And, both the firehouse and the Grange had good comments about Vanguard's efforts as well as the, elementary school over in Lakeville. So, they both confirmed what we had heard, that they were very reliable and did a good job.
Right. And we've used them in Wappinger on at least 5 jobs since I've been there. And all of them very successful. One, like I mentioned before, one was a job that had gone bad that they came in and straightened out for us.
Has there been, I know Vinny's been doing what he can to make the roofs, divert water, like you said, or has anybody else done anything to the roofs to fix them? or-
I've been hearing from somebody whether or not they came to do anything. They were gonna try to, yeah, he called me, I don't know if it was yesterday or day before yesterday that he was coming. I didn't hear whether or not he had been here. He's gonna try to seal the cupola in the meantime. Okay, portable toilets. Yeah, you might as well. You had a,
Yes.
spirit. Did it.
Look the names of this.
So over the past couple of months, I've been working on, this is one of the vouchers that we've been signing every month, so I wanted to do some research into if, we could save some money, a little bit of money in this. So I reached out to a couple different vendors that I've worked with, and as well as, the supervisor got a quote for us as well. So our current vendor is, Jones Septic, who currently provides, the porta potties for us for $125 per month for the portable toilets. We have 2 of them, one at the recycling center, and one at Time Warner Park. So I also did get quotes. We got a total of 3 other quotes, including one from Jones Septic. And one of the things the supervisor asked me for was also to get a quote, I guess, because the question center was looking for a handicapped ADA compliant porta potty to have during events.
That new composting toilet they just put in last year,
It's not keeping up with the, yeah.
oh, okay.
So we got a bunch of quotes. So we got a quote. So my quotes, I got are from Got2Go and from Seek a Seat. So like John said, they're very interesting names, all of them. So Jones Septic's charged us $125 per month right now. Got2Go was 100. Seek a Seat is 90, and United Rentals is 120. I mean 100, but for 28 days. There's a common thing, just I'm not sure if anybody's used this. Porta potty companies try to charge by 28 days, so they get an extra month out of the year. So they charge you for 13 months instead of 12. I know that's a common game that they play. So my quotes, when I got them, I made sure that these were monthly prices, just like Jones Septic charges us. So United Rentals ends up being a little bit more because they do 13 months on their quote. So Seek a Seat is the cheapest on the standard one. The handicap unit, Jones Septic told me they don't have handicap or ADA compliant units. They don't provide those. So if we stayed with our current vendor, we couldn't get one for the equestrian center from them. The one from Got2Go was $175 per month. And the one from Seek a Seat was $135 per month. And the one from United Rentals is $125 per 28 days. So overall, comparing the numbers, once you do the 28-day Jones Septic, which is a little bit cheaper on the handicap unit, but if you do the 13 months, it comes out to a little bit more expensive than what Seek a Seat's proposal would be. So when you do the math, Seek a Seat seems to come out the cheapest. They also do, as a kicker, they do donate $5 a month to the Veterans Rebuilt Life initiative too, so.
Oh, that's always good.
So my recommendation tonight and was to, just one of the things was to look over these proposals and hopefully maybe choose a vendor to save us a little bit of money on, one of the things we have.
And Sika Seat could provide the handicap one for the equestrian center?
Yes. Yeah, so everybody can, besides our current provider, Jones Septic, can provide the handicap. unit.
Seek a seat for Sander.
$90 a month.
That was 12 months.
Yeah, that's 12 months. Everybody, but United Rentals is 12 months. They're 28 days.
Every year I send out an RFP where I work, and Reliable has come back as our provider for the past 4 years. And that's why I asked them to give us a quote as well. They, they're located right in Wappinger.
Obviously, the more quotes, the better. We can find out really what
Yeah.
the market's like and where we could be at. So it's, so if we did choose to go with Seek a Seat, it would be saving us $35 a month for 2 units, so $70 a month. We would be saving on that, and then obviously we'd be adding the ADA one, which is an added expense we'd have to have at the equestrian center. But I think they'd only need it for events, or what were they looking for? Steve, were they looking for the summer?
Well, I don't know how often they hold their events or practices out there. I'll have to look into that. There's gonna be a transportation fee, if we keep moving it in and out. So it might pay just to leave the thing sit there.
Yeah, because from what I know,
And plus I know there's a lot of hiking going on through there
Yeah,
too as
dog
well,
walkers
so.
and hikers.
yeah, so from what I know from dealing with most of these porta potty companies in the past is whether you have it for 1 day or a month, they charge you for a month.
Right.
So, moving in and out wouldn't be good for,
Right.
wouldn't make sense for us at the equestrian center. So if we kept it for the summer, I guess during where the events were even longer, we can. I know Vinny told me when I spoke to him, I guess the one that's in the park, they moved for, I guess when there's different sporting events, they must.
Right, they take it up to the soccer field.
Yeah, they move it up
Yeah.
to the soccer field. So,
Mhm.
all of them were okay with that because I talked to Vinny and I made sure I cleared with all of them that they had no problem with that. So they were fine.
Oh, good.
The only other concern I have is sending our business out of county. Our county merchants, Dutchess County merchants collect sales tax that gives us a good chunk of revenue every year. And, I think that is a contributing factor as well.
Yeah, Reliable Onsite is a massive company. I think they,
They do have a Wappingers branch and employ local people.
so, I mean, that's just what I want to discuss. I don't
Right.
know if we gotta want to discuss it and talk about it, then make a decision at the next meeting if we want to make a change. But that's just something I want to discuss.
Thanks for all the research. Welcome.
Is there an event coming up at the equestrian center that they would need this for? Soon?
That's not for another month or so, right?
Yeah, next.
Yeah, we could wait till next meeting if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we'll put this on the agenda again next meeting.
Signed contract with the provider for any length of time.
It would be the remainder of the year.
So the current contract, does that
Oh.
run?
Yeah, I don't know that, I think we're month to month with them. I checked with Vinny.
Okay.
And he said we're month to month on those. See where we are. Okay, I guess it's time to move into executive session. I have a motion to do that.
Someone.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move across the hall, folks, for a few minutes. We may have a decision to make on a return. Have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I neglected to mention on going to executive session that we were going to discuss possible litigation. So that was the reason for the executive session. We also have come to an agreement where we are not going to pursue the appeal to the decision on the county property foreclosure. So I'd like to entertain a motion to notify our attorney on that case that we won't be pursuing the appeal and to authorize myself to sign any paperwork to that effect.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's do a roll call vote on that one.
Councilman Cardamommi?
Yes.
Councilman Welch?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes,
Councilman McGivney?
Aye.
Councilman Derland?
Yes.
thank you. Public comments on town issues, anyone? Okay, motion to pay the bills? Second,
Second.
all in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Our next meeting will be May 15th here at 7:30. And motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thanks for coming, folks.